Hi, everyone. All right, imagine this. You're standing in front of a brand new SUV. It looks familiar, but also completely new at the same time. And then someone says, "That's the 2026 Tata Sierra EV." And you just pause for a second. Because if you remember the original Sierra from the 90s, that iconic boxy shape, that massive rear glass, it wasn't just a car, it was a vibe. And now Tata is bringing it back, but in full electric form. And honestly, from what we've seen and what we can expect, this might be one of the most interesting SUVs of 2026. Now, take a breath with me. First of all, let's talk about the design, because that's the first thing that hits you. The new Sierra EV keeps that classic upright SUV stance. It's bold, it's wide, and it feels planted. But it's not trying to look retro for the sake of nostalgia. It's modern. Clean LED light bars at the front, sharp DRLs, a closed-off EV grille, and that signature large glass area at the back. A subtle tribute to the original Sierra. From the side, it looks muscular. Slightly squared wheel arches, strong shoulder lines, big alloy wheels. It's not overly aggressive, but it has presence. The kind of SUV that doesn't scream, but doesn't need to. And if Tata keeps the concept's design mostly intact, which I think they will, this thing is going to turn heads. Especially in markets like India and Pakistan, where people love SUVs that look premium, but still rugged. Now, here's where things get interesting. It's an EV, fully electric, built on Tata's new generation EV platform. That means flat floor, better cabin space, better weight distribution, and from what we can expect, it'll likely offer multiple battery options, maybe something around 60 to 80 kilowatt hours. And if that happens, we're easily looking at a real-world range somewhere between 450 to 550 kilometers. And that's more than enough for daily driving and even long highway runs. And here's the exciting part. Tata has also hinted that the Sierra nameplate might not be limited to just EV. There could be a hybrid or ICE version as well in some markets. So imagine a strong petrol hybrid setup with decent torque and better fuel efficiency. That would make it even more practical for regions where charging infrastructure is still developing. Now, let's talk performance. Not in numbers, but in feeling. Because EV torque is instant. The moment you touch the accelerator, it just moves. Smooth, silent, effortless. No gear shifts, no drama, just clean power delivery. And if Tata offers a dual-motor AWD version, which honestly they should, then this SUV could surprise a lot of people off-road too. Speaking of off-road, the Sierra was always seen as a lifestyle SUV. Not hardcore like a Jeep Wrangler, but capable enough. And I'm expecting the 2026 version to carry that same spirit. High ground clearance, multiple terrain modes, maybe even hill descent control. A strong chassis, and with EV's low center of gravity because of the battery pack, stability on uneven terrain could actually be better than traditional SUVs. So yeah, weekend road trips, mountain drives, desert tracks, it should handle those comfortably. Now, let's step inside, because this is where Tata has improved massively in the last few years. If you've seen the latest Tata interiors, you know they've stepped up their game. Soft touch materials, large floating touchscreens, digital instrument clusters, panoramic sunroof, ambient lighting. The Sierra EV concept showed a very clean, almost lounge-like interior. Minimal buttons, big screens, premium upholstery, and loads of space. Flat floor means better legroom. Rear passengers will probably get more comfort than before. And if Tata keeps a wide rear bench with good cushioning, this could easily become a proper family SUV. And here's something I'm personally hoping for: ventilated seats. Because in our region, that's not a luxury, that's a necessity. Tech-wise, expect wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, 360-degree camera, ADAS features like lane assist, adaptive cruise control, emergency braking, all the modern safety stuff. And safety is something Tata usually doesn't compromise on. So a strong body structure, multiple airbags, electronic stability control, all that should be standard, or at least widely available. Now, let's be real for a second. Pricing will decide everything. If Tata positions the Sierra EV somewhere competitive, not too premium, not too basic, it could disrupt the mid-size SUV segment, especially if it undercuts some global EV rivals. In India, I'd expect it to sit above the Nexon EV, but below ultra-premium electric SUVs. And if it ever comes to Pakistan officially, pricing will depend heavily on duties and policies. But the demand, it would definitely be there. Because right now, people want something different. They don't just want another generic crossover. They want character. They want a story. And the Sierra has history. Compared to the old Sierra from the 90s, this new one is obviously in a completely different league. Back then, it was ahead of its time. Three-door SUV, unique styling, but limited practicality. Now, in 2026, it's coming back smarter, more practical, more spacious, electrified, tech-loaded, and built for a new generation. It's not just a comeback, it's an evolution. And honestly, I like when brands do this, when they don't just invent new names every year, but bring back something iconic and reinterpret it properly. If Tata gets the balance right, design, range, price, features, the Sierra EV could become one of those SUVs people talk about for years. Not just because it's electric, but because it means something. So yeah, I'm genuinely excited about this one. What do you think? Would you go for the fully electric version, or would you prefer a hybrid option if Tata offers one? Because 2026 shapes up to be a big year for EVs, and the Tata Sierra might just be one of the most interesting chapters in that story. And trust me, when this finally hits the roads, we're all going to take a second look.